Today I want to talk about something that we've all wondered. Is this real love? How do you know when a relationship is healthy and when it's not? And why it's so important to recognize signs early, not just for your partner, but for yourself. So I had a moment yesterday that reminded me of this and sparked this episode. I found out that my ex is getting married, and I wasn't mad. I wasn't sad. I actually felt genuine happiness for him. It made me realize that sometimes the person just isn't right for you, and that's okay. It doesn't mean love failed. It just means it wasn't meant to be with you. When I was in that relationship, I didn't realize at the time that some of the things I was tolerating weren't green flags. They were red flags I just brushed off. And honestly, I think we've all done that. We see what we want to see, we hope it will get better, and we try to fix it. But healthy love isn't about trying to change someone else or change yourself to make it work. I remember there were moments where I felt unsure, small, and drained after spending time together. But weirdly, I would tell myself, oh, this is just part of being in a relationship. It's really not. But looking back now, I can see that they were massive red flags. Now, knowing that he's with someone that he's happy with and is actually right for him, I see how much better it feels when things align naturally. That peace and clarity is a green flag. There is so many red and green flags in a relationship dynamic to look out for, but I want to touch on ones I've had to personally work through in my personal relationships. 1, energy draining. Yeah, you feel exhausted, you feel anxious after spending time with this person. Big red flag. Number 2, jealousy and possessiveness. They make you feel like you need to justify every single friendship you have, every relationship, or anyone you talk to, and your actions. It makes you feel like you have to be an open book and expose every part of yourself because of their insecurities that they project onto you. You're constantly cross-questioned and made to feel like every action you take is wrong. Like you can't have anything to yourself. They need to know every part of your life. That is not healthy. 3, gaslighting. This is a massive one that I've had to deal with over the years. And gaslighting can look like you knowing something, you voicing it to them flipping it in a way that can make you question your whole reality. And another thing I've kind of noticed is where, say I have a problem, I go to the person and you're expecting that kind of mature conversation to overcome certain things, but then they bring one of their friends in to be like, oh, doesn't she sound a bit crazy, or doesn't this sound a bit, and the friend does that. So you're in a position where you don't trust your own intuition, you don't believe and feel comfortable being guided by your own internal world anymore and hearing that inner voice. So it spins your reality. And especially when you come out of that and find out certain things were exactly what you felt, it takes a lot to start regaining that trust with your internal world. And it can just literally warp your perception of your reality and start making you feel like you can't trust your voice, you can't trust your own internal world. And number 4 is control and manipulation, pressuring you to behave, think, or feel a certain way. It feels so unnatural to you. This can look like someone who really cares about that public persona. There's a lot of dysfunction in your dynamic behind closed doors, but when you're around other people, it's all hunky-dory. Not to say that you should be sharing things with the world, but they pressure you. On a lighter note, let's move over to the green flags. So number 1, this is one of my favorite things, constructive conflict, because we all know every single relationship is going to have friction. It's not all hunky-dory. It just doesn't exist, a perfect relationship. but there's a healthy way to deal with conflict. And when you do find that you're having a bit of friction, you might get into a little bit of an argument, or, you know, whatever you want to label it as, actually having the emotional maturity and capacity to speak on a level where you have a conversation that ends with a solution. It doesn't end in resentment or manipulation. You actually resolve it. 2, mutual effort. Both partners invest in the relationship equally. There isn't one partner left with the weight of carrying the relationship emotionally, mentally, whatever it is. It's balanced. You both want to be there. You both are pouring into it equally and keeping it watered and nourished. 3, honesty and transparency. You feel informed, not left guessing. That's one thing in a relationship. You want to feel like a unit. You want to feel like a team. You're not working against one another. Open, honest conversations, even if it's a bit ugly and it hurts. I think that honesty, truthfulness can bring you closer. 4, comfortable silence. This is really beautiful. You really know someone is for you when you can just be around each other in silence. There's no pretending, there's no entertaining. It's effortless to be around them, and you can, you know, I love this when you might just be riding in the car and it doesn't have to constantly be filled with words and anything. You can just sit in each other's presence and just enjoy each other's company. I absolutely love this. I don't want this episode to be about my ex, but just hearing that news sparked that kind of question in my head of what is real love? Hearing that he's getting married is really beautiful. I don't feel bitter. I don't feel anything actually but love and light. Like, I wish them a long marriage, and I think that in itself just shows me that I knew it wasn't for me, and that the fact that you can be happy that they're with someone else and that they're genuinely moving towards that ultimate goal that they see for themselves shows me that they're in alignment, and it makes me happy. It warms my heart, and I honestly wish that for everyone. You know, if we're not with the right partner, it affects every area of your life, and it's someone you spend most of your time with, you know, and that peace and clarity of being sure that that's your person is the ultimate goal. If you're in a relationship now that feels off, pay attention to your energy. Notice red flags early and don't ignore them, because those little signs that you get early on turn into bigger things, more extreme things. If you're feeling uncertain, step back. There's nothing wrong with that. Step all the way back. Real love does not drain you, it lifts you. And real love doesn't require you to hide parts of yourself. It celebrates every part of you. And if you're single right now, that's also beautiful. It means you're preparing for someone who will honor you fully. Love isn't about finding the first person who wants you. It's truly about recognizing the one who matches your values, your energy, and your growth. On that note, this has been Real Talks. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And I shall catch you in the next one.